we
cared about.
know they're all lying is what really,
lying.
really makes me just so sick of all of this. Let me pull up the story. We got another story. Check this out. You guys are going to love it. Southwest CEO says he never wanted a COVID vaccine mandate, but Biden forced his hand. Is that what Biden is? He's the patsy. For the CEOs, for the establishment, they're like, I'm imagining the CEO sitting there and he's trying to do this vaccine mandate. And like the CEO from some other company, like, AA's there. And it's like, everybody's mad at me. What do I do? Oh, just blame Biden. What do you mean?
Of course.
You don't blame, you're not blaming Biden for your problems? Oh, Biden's our fall guy. Yeah, all of the problems in the economy right now, everything bad happening, you just say Biden did it. Okay, and he comes out and he's like, I didn't want a vaccine mandate. Biden made me do it. Even though Biden didn't make anyone do it because there's no actual executive order or OSHA rule. But it's a convenient out for a guy who's collapsing in his approval rating for the Southwest CEO to be like, I don't know, everybody seems to be mad at the guy. And let him take the fall for me.
I think this is a continuation of the same thing. This is them wanting the appearance of the thing without the actual thing. They want the appearance of bowing to this superior, having some kind of responsibility to what Biden has told them to do, even though they haven't actually made a law or a rule or even a mandate. So they're just taking the appearance. They don't really care about what's actually true.
Look at this. Let me read this. They say, quote, I've never been in favor of corporations imposing that kind of mandate. I'm not in favor of that, never have been. But the executive order from President Biden mandates all federal employees and then all federal contractors, which covers all major airlines, have to have a vaccine mandate in place by December 8th. So we're working through that. Now, that sounds a bit circuitous. There is the federal employee mandate, as my understanding, but this covers all the airlines? I didn't know that. Southwest said last week that's 56,000 employees need to be vaccinated by December 8th in order to keep working for the airline under federal mandate. Southwest's announcement came a few days after other carriers, American Airlines, Alaskan Airlines, and JetBlue, informed employees of the need to adhere to federal vaccine rules. In August, before the Biden administration's action, United Airlines and Hawaiian Airlines instituted COVID vaccine requirements for their staffs. United said earlier this month that more than 96% of its 67,000 U.S. employees have shared proof of vaccination after its late September deadline. What was the amount of employees they had before this was announced? And also, just to throw it back to what Ian said, around August is when Joe Biden announced the vaccine mandates, and that's when his approval rating flipped the inflection point, when all of a sudden people were like, I don't like this guy. Because I'll tell you, I mentioned this on the show several times. I know somebody who is like Biden and waving Biden flags, and now he's freaking out because he's like, my job is going to force me to do this and I don't want to.
Yeah, some people are saying that the Southwest CEO is in the World Economic Forum, is a part of that group. And it's also just very convenient that he's just lumping everything on Biden. He doesn't have to comply. There's a lot of other people. There's a lot of unions. There's a lot of big companies saying we're not going to comply with this. And there was even a statement saying that Southwest will not be using the Texas exemption as a way to implement, this vaccine passport, this vaccine mandate, which they're imposing. There's also a very interesting date that they're setting, not just with Southwest, but many other corporations are setting the date of December 8th as the deadline. It's all kind of done in unison, which is oddly strange as well. But again, no one is forcing Southwest to do this. It's an executive order. Executive decrees are argued. They go to court. There's a lot of very important court battles. So he's moving forward with this. And clearly a lot of his employees, a lot of the people who work for him, aren't happy with this, and they're protesting in their own kind of unique way that we're seeing with this freedom flu that's going around.
I don't think it's protest.
I think
kind of.
I think yes. There's a very kind of blurred line here because the pilots don't want to get officially in trouble.
No,
here.
I talked to a pilot and he's like, it's worse than a sick out. Like this, a lot of people want to believe that all these pilots are like, hey guys, should we jump ship right now? And they all high five, but don't let anyone know because we'll get in trouble. When in reality, it seems like, as we've been saying time and time again, you can only push people so far. Yeah. I don't see evidence of an organized effort. I see regular people just saying, I'm out. And that's something substantially worse. It's like, so this is what I was saying the other day. Imagine if Biden came out and said, in order for everybody to keep their jobs, they got to go punch a baby. And then all of a sudden it's like record resignations, airlines shut down. What's happening? It's like, dude, no one organized an event not to punch babies. They just won't do it. That's what people need to understand about vaccine mandates. It's not like some guy called his friend and said, let's organize together and refuse this. It's a guy being like, I ain't doing that. Just on his own. He didn't need anybody to tell him to do it.
Yeah, that's big. That along with other disruptions in our supply chains, in our labor, workforce, is something that's only going to start from now on, since of these deadlines are just encroaching in just a few days from now. So there's a big conflict happening, and whether it's organized or not organized, it's happening. And there's a formidable force of individuals, of people saying enough is enough. I believe in my personal autonomy. I believe in my personal liberty. I believe in being able to make the right decisions for myself as a human being. And the media is acting like these people don't even exist. They do exist. There's a lot of them. There's a lot more of them than we would even know about, because they don't want you knowing about this. They don't want you even talking about the major demonstrations and protests that have been happening all over the world.
In New York,
in Italy, in France, in Australia, in the United Kingdom. There's been major, huge rallies with thousands of people hitting the streets saying, hey, this is an unpopular policy. I don't want to ask permission to go to the supermarket from the government. I don't want big, fat, bureaucratic agents who work at the DMV relegating every aspect of my existence and what I could do and where I could go.
I want to point something out too. The Southwest CEO is really coming out against the mandates. Sounds like he knows what's really driving the work strain.
Right.
Could I just ask, you said that there actually isn't a mandate in place? That the Southwest CEO, there's not a real law.
So Biden said if you got at least 100 employees, you got to mandate vaccines. OSHA has yet to implement any rule, and there's no executive order. However, what the Southwest CEO is saying is that Joe Biden did issue an executive order on federal contractors, which includes airlines. Therefore, they must adhere to a federal vaccine mandate. Okay. Now he's in trouble, though. It's funny that the media comes out and is like immediately trying to debunk the narrative. No, pilots aren't sticking out or anything like that. And I'm like, okay, technically the truth, but they're just not showing up because they won't do this. Now the CEO comes out and says, I'm not in favor of vaccine mandates. Well, hold on there a minute. Who cares? I thought vaccine mandates had nothing to do with why there was a major flight cancellation and why you were short-staffed.
Yeah.
I thought it was weather. He just said it was the weather. You know, what's funny is American Airlines, the only airline impacted by weather. It's amazing. They must fly paper airplanes that get soggy and fall out of the sky. It's complete BS. They're lying. For him to come out and be like, Biden wanted the vaccine mandate, sounds like he's now trying to placate the people who aren't showing up.
Yeah. And he's trying to shift blame on himself, his personal decisions, and blame it on Biden, which I think many multinational corporations have been doing, many powerful interests have been doing when they implement a lot of their policies that they would never dare publicly even speak about. But when you have a guy who's not really even there, who can't even speak properly, that's the perfect opportunity to ram through your bullcrap, blame everything on him. We talked about this a few days ago. You just brought up this point. I mean, this is absolutely perfect. A genius strategy in order to get away with these atrocities that clearly people do not want. People are sick of it. There's also two images going around the internet right now that are going pretty viral. One is a Southwest airplane with a Gadsden flag outside of its window. Yeah. And another one is someone in a Southwest uniform putting his head down with a sign saying, "No jab, no job. Why? ? Father of 5, 20-year Navy vet. 4,000 hours Southwest Airlines, and a heart that's broken." So those two images are going viral right now. And whether this was, organized or not, I don't think it even matters at this point, because I think it's clear with the mandates encroaching, especially on December 8th for many people all over the world, for many people in the United States, for many corporations, that these kind of, actions, these kind of disruptions are only going to get more intense. There's some people calling for a national strike. There's already shortages at Amtrak. Amtrak is already canceling a number of train options for people because of issues with their staff. Again, being extremely vague here. Let's just call a spade here. A lot of people aren't happy, and they're not sitting down for it.
Luke, why December 8th?
I have no idea. I think, I mean, we could speculate right now. There's no smoking gun evidence directly saying why, but it could be because it's right before the holiday season. It's right during crunch time. It's right when everyone is going to hope to have money to give their loved ones gifts. So that's some of the speculation out there. That
you're saying they want the system to crash?
I believe there is an element that will profit off of the system crashing, and they're making protocols and restrictions and mandates that will create a situation that will put us there. I do believe that is somewhat done deliberately by the special interest and powers that do set to gain from hurting everyone else.
part of
December
why I
8th is
can't
pretty-
stand tradition, man. People feel locked into this Thanksgiving, Christmas thing when you could be celebrating with your family anytime. Do it now before the junk
I
hits
don't
the
think
fan.
people feel locked in. People in cities don't. They have Friendsgiving, just like they hang out.
I
and
love
then-
that.
Yeah.
But-
and then there are
but
families that have Thanksgiving. No one's making you
Businesses
do it.
like give people time off on these certain days every year, so
Yeah.
it's like you kind of have to live your life around those days if you're in that environment, and that can become very dangerous. Centralizing your time is very dangerous.
Well, I'm not a fan of the holidays because people stop working.
Yeah, how dare
And
they?
then, and look, the way the economy works is if other people stop working, I can't work either.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much. So on, on holidays, we basically are just taking time off now. And I didn't used to do this, but it really is working on the holidays like trying to lift 10 times the weight you normally lift.
Yeah. Boeing also announced that all employees, quote, must be vaccinated by December 8th as well. Many other corporations are doing this as well. But this is all because they're allegedly Biden's federal contractors. And this is how, again, they're making it so just weird with their mandates, with their, quote, alleged executive orders, that it's very hard to follow a lot of this. It's not very simple. I think it's meant to confuse a lot of people. It's meant to scare people. I think there's a big agenda to make people feel alone, to make them feel scared, to make them feel like resistance is futile when in many instances it's not.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.